What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? It's the Let's Wine About It podcast. Your girl Jill's here.
And Jay Neezy.
And we have a special guest.
Hi, Willie.
It's Willie, 2-time. If y'all faithful winers, y'all know him. Y'all adore him per usual. He came through on, what's that, season 2?
It was season
finale?
2, yeah.
Let's talk about sex, part 1. So, yeah.
I saw part 2 just happen.
Yeah.
That was very exciting.
Yeah, it was very, very exciting. Very funny, very crazy. He's a character. He's a teacher, too. Well, you know, so some black educators.
Freakiest ones, y'all.
Black
Anybody
male
that's a teacher,
educators.
Y'all know. Okay, we're not talking about that. Not this time.
Black male educators. Yeah, we know some prestigious people. Yeah. But we back, season 4, episode 2. We're talking about something else. Matter of fact, hand me that iPad. Why is it way over there? Yeah, because we stressed.
I want to say thank y'all for having me back, for real.
Absolutely.
And congratulations on everything that y'all doing, from the podcast to the singing group to just being great black women. Congratulations to y'all.
I'm a great black woman. Awesome.
All the time.
Appreciate
All the
that.
time.
Lately, people been giving us our flowers while we here.
Nah,
so we
for real.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Nah, absolutely. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, taking time out of your busy schedule to do this.
Yeah, there's no problem.
A lot of people don't. Yeah. They seem to.
I remember y'all in season 1, and now y'all in like season 4.
Bruh.
So it's crazy just to see y'all brand continuing to grow.
Because they say podcasts don't last after 6-7 episodes. Literally, maybe one season, if that. If you got,
they ain't got y'all.
Facts. You heard it here first. All right. So we are going to get into the housekeeping. If you haven't already, we got housekeeping.
Now we got housekeeping.
It's been a while, y'all. We've been out of the game for about almost 2 years.
Watching with everybody else. Like,
nah, for real. We've been right. We've been out of the game. We ain't been doing this, because life stuff been happening. She got engaged and had a baby, and my life stuff going on. So we kind of took a break. So when you're not doing something consistently for a minute, you kind of forget. So now it's like riding the bike. But if you haven't already, follow us on all digital platforms. I mean, all of them. That means all of them. Apple, Spotify, right?
All of them.
Google, Spreaker, Breaker, iHeartRadio,
subscribe,
Anchor,
like
wherever
all
that
of
button
them.
is.
Where share.
So now she's gonna have to put a button.
Download. And then we have to put the button.
Now we have to put the button. Put the button. Period, because he helping. I need all that. But subscribe to our podcast, Let's Wine About It, with the wine glass emoji. That's for the audio, y'all. But we are wine tubers, as my best friend.
Yes, we're wine tubers. To say.
So that's subscribe to our podcast on YouTube. Let's Wine About It podcast. Okay, get our subscribers up. Y'all already know, if y'all listen to the first episode, we need 150 subscribers by May. Okay, we getting our views up. But I want some subscribe. Even though views mean more than subscribers, but I want some subscribers too. Yeah. I don't think that's a big ask.
And if you're probably not subscribed, well, if you're probably watching this video, you're probably not subscribed.
Right. So you might as well.
So
you love us anyway. Like, you
and
watch
your friend when you subscribe.
Okay, period. Come on with the marketing. So yeah, do that for us. We'll love that. And then tell somebody about it, share it, like it, comment. Tell us how you think about each episode, whether good or bad. You know, we like to be transparent here. It. It helps us.
It does.
Okay, follow our Instagram and Facebook. Let's Wine About It.
Pod.
P-O-D. Okay, more so Instagram because we be on there. Facebook is just like, hey.
Facebook is where you go and see your relatives.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Family reunion.
Right. So yeah. Check out episode 1, season 4. Let's talk about sex baby, part 2. Tell us what you think. But you got to listen to part 1 with Mr. 2-time anyway to understand why we got a part 2. So do that. And then come back and talk about what we're going to talk about today, which is gender roles. But I got a game before we get into all that. But before we get into the game, let's get into this wine.
Yes, ma'am.
It's called Black Girl Magic Wine, which I've been trying to get my hands on. And honestly, I actually slid in the DMs to get a sponsorship. Because we a wine podcast.
Yes.
So why not?
So why not?
Please, winers, if you watch this, tag these people, the McBride sisters, Black Girl Magic Wine, please. We want to be their influencers. Why not? It's a wine podcast. We whining about life topics over a glass of wine. And what it just would be a great collaboration. Yeah. Black women teaming up with another set of black women. Yep. Like, it'd be beneficial. But I did slid in DMs.
That's wonderful.
I did. So I'm hoping, they definitely responded. They definitely said, like, at the time, they're not really looking for that right now. They're not expanded to that point. Mm-hmm. But
they just started, and I'm just now. The good thing about it is they stuff just hit like the major retailers like Target and stuff like that.
That's where I got it from. Yeah. Let's start right there. So I got it. It was $22, y'all. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited to try this. Like, I'm super excited to try this. It's a red blend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a red blend, and it's from California, Napa, to be exact.
That's wonderful.
It's smooth, voluptuous, full body with flavors of cherry and plum, cedar and vanilla. Okay, so you can Black Girl Magic. We about to give you some reviews, and we're not gonna be biased because we black. So if we don't like it, we ain't gonna like it.
If they don't like it, they'll tell you in the DMs after the sponsorship.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. But I know we're gonna like it because we like wine. Oh, y'all, and it's 13.5%, so it's gonna be a little strongy strong. Okay. Get the little Martin. So
get that going.
Let's go ahead and have two time. Give us a toast.
Yes.
A toast to you all on a successful podcast, not only but a successful season 4. I know that we only at the beginning, correct?
Yeah.
But
episode 2.
But a successful season of not only your podcast but in your lives as well.
Ooh, same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
All right. She loves it. She loves it. I just felt it in her spirit. She loves it. Because I'm not a red wine drinker, but she loves it. Her, she was breathing. She was.
Yes. I didn't want to. Was like,
Not even gonna lie. Let me give me one more.
It's not. You know what? 13% kind of made me feel like it should have been
drier.
Dry. Mm-hmm.
It's a red blend though.
It's a blend. Yeah, it's no aftertaste.
Okay, I like it. I like it for it to be a red blend, because most red blends are more like one of the other. When they try to blend the flavors, it'd be more whatever dry flavor it is, or whatever sweet flavor it is.
Yeah,
it's like a real good mixture of both.
It's a good blend. I can't say it's not sweet. It's not.
I'll be drunk.
Hey, and y'all are teaching us, because I mean, a lot of guys, we don't know about like the blends and things like that. Like, we know red or white, but like when you get into like blend area, it's like, oh, what do I get? So this
fellas, if you dating a woman that's like that's up in age,
a wineaholic. No, I'm just kidding.
That too. You not wrong.
I'm just kidding.
Women that like to drink wine, like I feel like, because I think a lot of women associate wine with luxury. At least I do. Mm-hmm. And you should, because wine is like luxurious unless you buying $5 wine. Then okay, bing bong, you're drinking juice.
I had my wine.
Drinking juice.
But no, like you should learn a little bit of the wine, like especially if you're gonna go to Napa. Like, I can't wait to go to. We gotta go to Napa.
Yeah. Seriously.
To try different wines.
And then y'all can do a show out there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
we're actually in the works of doing a show in New Orleans. Yeah. We got a guest that want to be on the podcast in New Orleans.
Podcasters. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm happy about where we going with this. Okay. Like,
we on the road with it.
But yeah, y'all, like take pride into, if you're gonna take her to a winery for a date, or take her to Cooper's Hawk. Take notes for real. Like, learn about it. That'll be especially at Cooper's Hawk. They actually teach you about what you're drinking. While you sampling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, do that, because we women, we like details. If you don't know that already.
And that is the best date you can go on too.
It really is.
Wine tasting.
It really is.
Yeah, you have a good time. Sorry.
I love it.
But coming from a man, that'll help more men be like, okay, it ain't that bad after all.
Yeah. No, it definitely. Trust me. Go one time with your lady. Just go one time. You'll be like, hey, you want to go back to Cooper's Hawk? Come on.
Absolutely.
Trust me.
I feel like Target dates, like Target is a date for me. You like, man, you want to go to Target? Hell the fuck yes.
Come on now. That for 2 hours. Don't
okay.
I love it there. I love Target. But I like it. It's not bad. I'm not a red wine drinker as far as like I'm not a fan. I'm a white connoisseur.
I would definitely say pair this with a good protein, a good red meat.
Red meat.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think that'll balance it out.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give it a good 7, just off the strength that I actually do like it. I actually really do like it, so I'm gonna give it 7.
Yeah, I'll say 6.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it the Black Women 10.
Okay, period.
Oh yeah, shout out.
Do you actually like it though?
I'm gonna give it the Black Women 10.
Okay,
I do say it like Hennessy, like
right.
This is great.
It's facts. For people that like hard liquor,
too.
It's good. I actually want to try it because they do have rosés. They have white. I want to definitely gonna try that white the next episode.
Okay, cool.
I stumbled across it because we was trying to get another red, and then I was like, I definitely wanted to try it for sure. Yeah. But I was like, we was trying to do another red.
And I mean, that's a dope bottle for y'all to have too. Yeah. It says a lot too. You know what I mean? Black Girl Magic. Right? That's not on a lot of wine bottles.
And we're exuding Black Girl Magic too, right? Don't you? Yeah, we are.
So and it's just the start of many. They have different flavors, so that's shout out to y'all.
All right, so let's get into the game because we got to get into like a podcast conversation, which we don't have so many. We have talking points, but not so many. But we like to talk. All right, so we're gonna get into the this or that questions for adults. Wait, wine or beer? Beer.
It depends on what I'm eating. If I'm out,
but that's not even that. It's like this
or
that.
I'm sorry. I like both. All right, this to beer. I mean, this to wine and that to beer. You said this.
Okay.
What? You get right. It confused you, but you make sense when it happens.
Yeah, I get you. Okay.
With that meal, beer. This.
With this meal, wine. She's annoyed.
But I was gonna say the same thing. Beer leaves me feeling like a little bloated, but I think wine put me in a little different mood. So
people look at me.
A lot of men say that too. They like, I see like
you feel sexy, huh? And fun fact, I was never a wine drinker. Nope. So, which is weird why I have a wine podcast. But it's such a good thing to have good influencers around you.
My girl.
Because she joined the wine team.
Yeah, because I was a hard liquor drinker and a beer drinker for sure. Like, that's why I say beer. If I'm just going off the top, like, oh yeah, I know for a fact beer, get me there, boom. But like, I feel y'all this or that depending on what the occasion.
I will say that beer kind of leaves me chill, but wine leaves me a little hot though sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a little warm right now. Actually,
it does.
Like the back of my ears.
Okay. All right.
Back of my ears is a little warm right now.
Making sure.
I'm a little drunk.
Red does that because of what's in red.
I haven't eaten all
it
day,
hits the blood system quicker than white would.
This is why this is the best podcast that y'all have ever attend. All right, cool.
I love it.
Just send us a check. Just send us a check. Cause we poor.
It's 13.5%.
13.5. And we just had a sip. And you like, woo.
Yeah.
I love good energy though.
Wine or beer.
Wine or beer. Okay. Art museum or history museum? I think I already know your answer to this.
Art.
Definitely art.
What do you think my answer is?
My double
history.
Art. Art. I love history museums too, but art museums, that's kind of a nice place to just, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
That's kind of a nice place to walk around and just visually see things.
Yeah, I love
museums, sometimes you ain't got all the time to stop and read everything because there's kids everywhere and stuff like that.
True.
But with an art museum, you can see what you're going to see and then move on to the next
one. You can experience it too. Like I love art museums. Like especially that's a good date too.
Interactive.
Yeah, that's a good date too, y'all. Like with some wine. End it with a wine tasting, or started with a wine tasting and ended with.
If y'all start with that wine tasting, y'all not going to the museum.
True. Definitely go early to the museum and then
go to the wine tasting, then go home, take a nap, then go to the museum.
We need naps. We at the age people.
Yeah, we all 30 plus now, so we need naps. Yeah. I be needing naps, and it's like I hate it.
I took one before I got here. So
now, I'm about to take one when you leave. What you talking about?
Right.
What? Okay, sorry. I'm just like, what the hell? What? Because I'm going to just say it, since I'm kind of questioning it. Sweating or shivering?
I'd rather sweat. I'd rather be hot than be cold.
I'd rather be cold than be hot because I can get warm.
I'd rather be shivering too, because when you sweating, like if you sweat in your sleep, you wake up and you drenched as hell. It's just like, damn. If you shiver, you just cold.
I just love being hot. So yeah, oh man.
She like the summer. Yeah. Night or morning?
For what? No, I'm just kidding.
Night or morning?
Oh, I'm a night owl.
I'm a night owl. So.
Yeah.
I'm a morning bird.
I actually do work. I do since we was working from home and stuff, I was doing a lot of my work at night.
I definitely became a night owl.
Doing a lot of my work at night.
I abuse my sleep time.
At night, I'm probably lit. So in the morning, you know, in the morning is when I can start fresh. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Passion or stability?
I need stability. Although I'm very passionate.
I gotta go with passion.
I need passion too.
It's
just I say stability because
yeah. All right.
Because we can have that in me, so I'm like I can give so much passion, but I would love stability too. I don't know. I think that could be worked on.
Yeah.
Stability is hard for people to maintain because it's always either this or that. Like either you a great personality, but you just lack funds because you just suck with managing, money and stuff like that, or you could be stable and then we can develop.
But that's what I was about to say. I was put on like a standpoint of like working like a 9 to 5, like stability, like even in my case right now, I'm being total transparent. Like I'm super stable with working and like finance and stuff like that. But I'm now trying to do things that's that ignite my passion. What makes me what makes me want to get up in the morning, and my job don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I see, and my job provides stability because I'm getting a check every 2 weeks.
Okay.
But sometimes with passion, it's like you may not get the money, but you're fulfilled.
Yeah. So I can see the situation.
Bing bong. Bing bong.
Fulfills her, right?
Bing bong. So yeah. Money or love? Woo.
Money.
Love.
Money is always green. Love, you don't know how that's gonna turn.
It's ties with the passion for me, don't it?
Right. I'm about to say, well, you got your own money, then you.
It depends on the person,
but it do depend on the person. Yeah. I say money because I am love.
Yeah.
Facts. I like that. I love that. I'm love. Yeah.
I'm only joking about half joking about the love part, but I also think that money solves a lot of shit.
It does.
Like love, you could be as in love as if you want to, but if you can't pay for gas to go see your little boo boo, then that ain't gonna last long.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Success or happiness?
I say success because happiness come and go.
Yeah.
Success is something that you can build something solid on. And it can go far.
Can success come and go?
I was gonna say that too,
but you can work. But happiness, when people have happiness, they kind of attach it to a thing or a person. So when that thing ends,
success, right?
But success can be built off of you can kind of invest more into success versus happiness. You can kind of again leave it in someone's hands. So when that person's now you trying to. Now you damaged. Now you this and that. It worked harder. I think that's the problem.
We putting too much expectation on, I guess, happiness. Your happiness should already been based on you and not other people.
I'm so
other
happy
things.
At 72 today. I'd rather take that over
40 and how it was yesterday.
A successful day to where I'm working with my business and everything like that. I'll take a successful day, but I love a day to where it's 72 after it's been 40 the whole time. So those little small moments of happiness.
I think that one is definitely that's a great one though. Hit and miss depending on where you are in life as far as where you stand.
Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. By now you should be subscribed.
By now you should be subscribed.
I ain't even.
By now you should have just went and subscribed and came back.
That's what I'm saying.
You probably want to be a host at this point. I'm saying you want to be a host at this point.
That's a period. Season 1.
Okay.
Right.
What I was gonna say? What's the next one that I looked at? Poor and happy or rich and miserable?
Oh, poor and happy. Well, my life now.
I say rich and miserable.
I'm annoyed.
About
my life now. What?
13.5%. I tell you.
I'm annoyed. He said rich and why rich and miserable? Because money, right? Is that money is the driving factor?
Well, I don't think that the more money that you have, the more money you can give away. So, you know, when you might be miserable with yourself, but you're doing so much for everybody else to where, like, that means something, opposed to how you just individually feel about yourself.
I ain't think about it like that.
So, yeah.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah. I'm
that's
only
a great
money
way,
as, like, a resource and a tool, opposed to, like, I love money because I get to sleep with it. Like,
yeah, but some people don't think like that. So that's
probably,
they, you know, money is the root of all evil, biblically, if they, you know, going off of that. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, when people, they need to stop, like, holding on to money as if, well, I ain't gonna say that.
When you was born on your happiest day, you didn't have $1 to your name.
You didn't.
And when you die,
you ain't gonna have a dime to your name.
So it really
why you
can't be that important.
But my dad is a pastor. He always say, like, you can't. Seed need to be, you know, released from your hand in order for you to kind of get things in return. You have to sow stuff in order to reap stuff. So I like that. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we're gonna do maybe 2 or 3 more, and then we gonna get up out of here off this game.
Okay.
Painful truth or a comforting lie?
I'd be down for painful truth.
I had kids, so I can't get no more painful than that. Painful truth. Give it to me raw.
Yeah, just give it to me how it is.
How it is, right? Let me just deal with it how I deal with it. Because at this point,
painful truth.
Because nobody likes to be lied to. When you lying, it's just like you don't have to do this.
You don't have to.
And if you comfort me with a lie, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna sit right there. But I'm gonna dwell on that later, and it's gonna definitely come back up.
And when somebody lying, that's how they can like dig at like your confidence and all that other stuff because they trying to play you for a fool, basically.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
Why
do
me?
That,
why you lie to me?
Yeah, just keep it real and we'll pick it up from there. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, logic or emotion? Logic for me too.
I think.
Although I'm emotional being because I'm a woman,
emotional.
but I'm a logical person.
You are.
Like my traits as a person is logical.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a solution based ass person. Like although I may be in my feelings, how we gonna fix this? Cause what? I'm tired.
Yeah, but I mean you can't feel logic.
Emotion.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can't feel logic though, right? Like logic is only in your head. It makes sense to you, and then you got to make it makes sense to somebody else. Meanwhile, emotion, you can be crying right now, and I can empathize with you. I don't have to understand the full amount of what you're going through, so you can empathize with your emotion. So
yeah.
Last one, y'all. We already did that one. Tripping. Growth or stability? Did we do that? No. Growth or security?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with growth. I like to grow. I like to evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The learning process is for me. That's what
it's funny how they put those two together. Because if you're growing, you'll feel more secure in whatever you're doing. So definitely growth, because you will see it's a reason to keep going.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me.
I like that.
Sorry, that kind of reminds me of a question like, do most people live to die or die to live? To where like, are most people like, I'm just, you know what I mean, doing everything so I can get the most out of my life, or are most people more protective of their lives? So I think, you know, security wise, that's important. I was always raised on security, so that actually means something to me. Like, you try to break into my house, you did a lot. You did an absolute lot.
Okay.
Because of security.
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get into this topic at hand. Best friend, let's talk about it. Here it goes, if you need that.
Yes. We are talking about gender roles.
Yeah. And in the entire sense of it.
Right.
Not just relational.
Not relational, not
family,
just in marriage, everything.
Work-wise.
Gender roles everywhere.
I think we should talk about that with work-wise, too, because, like, you know, women definitely don't get paid the same as men sometimes. Now, finally, we probably is, but maybe even a little bit more. But, yeah, even with that, so.
Now, it took a while for us to really be heard, for real, and to get, you know, that far as corporate. Now that a lot of women now that a lot of women have those type of jobs to where they're like a CEO, corporate, H&R, you know, all of that, HR. They
talking about H&R, blah. Go get your taxes done. At this point, that's what she's trying to tell you. That was a sign. If you didn't know, because we believe in signs over here.
And
that
was
a sign.
He does taxes.
Yeah, I do taxes.
Why you represent? Why you ain't say nothing?
You probably could have got me 2 times my refund.
You know the vibes. Yeah, I know the vibes.
All right. Back to what you were saying. Because Here we go. We about to start, huh? we gotta start.
That's the 13%. Did I say they was a 6? Maybe an 8.
Yeah, okay. Because what are you talking about? But yeah, no, it's
probably because it wasn't dry enough. But yeah, cool. Gender roles.
Because you were talking about it took us a while to get to with the working of the roles in the work field.
It has. Workforce. I love that. I have a female supervisor. And then her supervisor is a female. On top of that, whoever she reports to is a female. So it's like...
Question. Yes. Do you all prefer men use the term female or women? And is there a difference between the term?
Oh, you know what?
Ooh, women.
I'm not trying to...
No. I feel you.
A woman supervisor. Yeah. Well, yeah. Because when they say female, some of y'all be adding a little extra unnecessary.
Y'all be doing that.
Yeah. Because female, you know, and it's like...
Y'all be in y'all feelings when y'all mad and y'all be, that female. Okay.
Just asking for clarification, but I get you.
Yeah. I just want to make, But then I'm also a person that, like, I don't sweat the small details. You know what I mean? So, like, I ain't really.
You're not taking it personally.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not and I think that, again, that's just a me thing.
That's you, though. Yeah.
So, like, we can't speak for the whole population of women, but I think if we can speak for women right now, I think we would all agree that we would like to be, addressed as a woman as opposed to female.
Okay.
It'll help. Like, again, we're not gonna front about it. We're not gonna care enough to be like, boy, you better come at me. But I think we as a whole, I think it's a respect thing.
I think that makes me ask this question. Like, should we start? Because again, we may not be okay with it. Well, we may be okay with that, but should we care enough?
I don't know. I know some people that really care, and then I know some people that, it's not that deep. So, I mean, I kind of get y'all perspective, but I've also been cursed out for using the word, like, female. And it's just like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should...
Which is why I'm saying we should quit. Should we care enough? But then again, it's like, it goes just with, I guess, your own personality. So, yeah. But we kind of touched on, like, women in the workforce a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually love that it's a lot of women bosses out here. There should be a lot more of us. A lot of black women bosses. Mm-hmm. We need to be running a little thing. Because I think we're smarter.
We are.
Than a lot of men.
And I think that's why
I'm not trying to discredit men. Yeah. I think we're smarter, y'all stronger, but we're smarter. We're emotional, though. We need to learn to incorporate a little more logic.
But you know what?
And not base things off our feelings.
Oh, that's funny you said that. It's funny how you said it should be a lot of us that should have those type of positions because we are smart. And I've seen us operate in such a great way. I'm like, dang, I like her. Oh, being my boss. But it's to our men. I think we become a little weak or a little we can't fully operate in our full,
That's interesting.
Because I've seen a black woman, let it be a Hispanic male. Oh, yes, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you do it, like that. It's when we're up against our own.
And that goes back to an episode we talked about when we was talking about, do black men lives matter is this Black Lives Matter or is it just black men lives? Mm-hmm. Because the whole Breonna Taylor situation, how they didn't go so hard for her the way that they would any black men. Mm-hmm. And we talked about that. It was we're not protected by our black men as much as we protect them.
But we're
so submissive when some black men don't even see that we're submissive.
Yeah.
In that pursuit right there, when she brought that out, sometimes we're scared to
instantly either we'll flirt to hide the fact that we don't want to be too aggressive.
Because again, people think assertion is bitchy.
Right.
Men, so we're testing their masculinity.
Yep. Yep.
And it's I don't think that's a thing. It's a thing, but I don't think men should look at it like we're testing their masculinity. I can be strong too.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the fashion of your context of strong, but credit me my strength. Or being a smart black woman.
Being myself down to make you feel superior. Yeah. We both can be dominant. We both can be alpha. I'm not trying to take over.
Well, I think that two things can be right too, right? So, you know, just as, you know, people are strong and all these different things as well, I think it's important to understand like the byproducts of what happens when you have to be strong all the time. What happens when you have to be, you know, that black boss all the time, whether you are male or female, and how, or woman, to where how you interact with people. So, my goal of this show is not to do any type of women bashing at all. Only because I hear it so much, and I was going to tell y'all that.
I feel you,
but it seems like low hanging fruit for like us now, to where like as men, the quickest thing to talk about is like, man, what, they not doing this, or they not, and they think that they this, and they think that they that.
Same.
To where
it's same on the female end.
Yeah. That's to where we not getting nowhere because we haven't.
And that's crazy. I don't mean to cut you. I was just about to say, and I don't want to cut you off because I was dating this guy, right? That he I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into the details of that.
You already know how I'm gonna be.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I was dating this guy, and it was like I felt like it was like I was in an interview because I have a podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like he was always gauging what I thought about this or that when it comes to men and women. Yeah. As far as like men ain't this, women ain't this, or who. And I was like, it got to the point where I had to stop dating him because it was like, bro, like I want to be the solution. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm tired of figuring out who's right, who's wrong. Yeah. We're both wrong. Why it didn't happen? How about we just say that? We're both wrong. And he was so dead set on, man, y'all got to take y'all accountability. Such as y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Like, but why we gotta keep fighting about it? Like, what's the solution here? What's the and that was the disconnect for me because it was like, this is why I probably wouldn't date you no more, or I'm glad it didn't work because it's like I'm a solution based person anyway. So it's like, what's the solution here? What we gonna do? Yeah. What we gonna do to further? How do we do it? Yeah, and to break that cycle because it's a constant cycle. Like to break that cycle of okay, women think niggas ain't this, and niggas think bitches ain't this, and it's like, all right.
While you can listen to both sides, I mean, I spent some time in LA, and that was where I first learned about patriarchy. To the point to where it was real, like feeling hurting for me and all those different things as a man, because that's my first time hearing that. Like, you might be abusing or you are abusing power just because of who you are, what you have, because of your stature. So it's a really interesting conversation to where if both sides actually kind of listen to each other and put the pride aside too. Because,
and that's what I told him.
Yeah,
I was like, bro.
When it comes to our dealing with the opposite sex, it's almost like everybody's coming with their pride first. Like, oh man, you gotta respect me as this and this and this and this. And it's like,
and that's something that I'm learning personally too. Yeah, that's what I'm learning as a person. Like, I don't always have to defend myself. Mm-hmm. Like, it's okay. But then I also, in the same breath, it's like I have to defend myself
because two things can be right. Yeah.
Because like the people that I'm talking to in regards to whatever is being talked about, they're coming with a defensive nature too. So it's like, dag, like wait, you coming at me as if I'm like with that guy. He was coming at me as if I'm like the catalyst of all women that hurt him. And it was like, wait, I didn't hurt you. I'm sorry. I want to understand why you feel this way. Yeah. And I also broke it down to him like, you have to understand why a woman feel how she feels. I'm like, 9 times out of 10, we got trauma from not having dads, not having moms, or niggas just doing us bogus. And so that's probably why we are like driven by whatever we're doing. And vice versa. Your trauma could be, just not, having your dad around, not having a loving mother around. Like, we facing the same traumas in different forms. Yeah. So it's like, if we both just sit down and be like, all right, man, you're right. I'm hurt because of this, and I'm projecting it out because I just want to be seen and heard. Yeah. Ultimately, we want to be seen and heard. Yeah. Both of us, both genders, want to be seen and heard. Yeah. And so it's like like you said, take that pride, take our emotions out of it too sometimes. And like not always feel like you're being attacked, us women, because we be feeling like we being attacked, and it's not it. That's not it, y'all.
We do a lot. We do. I can admit that. There was plenty of times I didn't want to open up because I'm like, all you gonna do is attack me from how I feel and stuff like that. And it's like, no, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to talk to you. But we take that and now our feelings is hurt. Mm-hmm. And we shouldn't always have to feel hurt over a conversation.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not only y'all too, because like on our end, like there's a lot of these conversations that happen to where like we feel attacked a lot and respond in terms of like defensiveness too. Mm-hmm. And we don't need to do that either. Like, you know, on both sides, there should be an air of maturity. But I think that with like social media now, like, I would say that every day I see at least like 10 to 15 gender bashing like posts or comments.
Man, all the time.
I'm sure y'all do too.
Oh my God, that's all
This is a little weird that like,
every day
everybody is just, you know what I mean? Or there are certain groups that are just like bashing, and this is the content that's recycled.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me think of like, okay, if that's the dominant narrative, then what's the narrative that's not being talked about, which is these conversations in which, you know, black men and black women are getting into rooms and actually having conversations about what life looks like for real.
For real though, like seriously,
this person hurt me, so I agree with this meme. Therefore, I'm going to repost it 1,000 times.
It's always surrounded about trauma, and it's like, how about we just face
stuff? Be funny,
and people can live in that. Like at a certain point, like if you see trauma 15 times a day, then you're gonna probably live in that by the end of the month.
And that's understood. It's not like that we don't understand that. I think we just always want that person, because some of us is with men that would never acknowledge the fact that they got a problem. But they're a problem to their woman in the relationship because of the things that they do. Mm-hmm. But don't dare tell them that, because if they show any sign of weakness, then they feel less of a man, which is not true.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about gender roles in like the form of getting help. It's a lot of women getting more help than men, and I don't like that.
I would agree. I think like that. I mean, y'all are the talk of the not only season, but like the talk of like the last like 4-5 years. Yeah. Like when you think about like historically black women and black earning wages, right? Mm-hmm. Like y'all making more than y'all mothers, y'all making more than your grandmothers and they grandmothers combined right now. Which still might not be comparable to the American market, but it gives you a whole bunch of options that they did not have.
Absolutely.
Financially. Yeah. So, I mean, and as well as emotionally in a lot of different ways, because if you're making a little bit more, then you can think a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. You know, you can, okay, I ain't going
and like you said earlier, money do kind of make you feel better. It do help a lot of things, you know, ease a lot of things. So I think a lot of men, too, when it comes to gender roles, they feel more dominant as a man when they have money. Yeah. And as a woman, I can't speak for all, but even if my man was struggling financially, I don't treat him any less than if he did have the breadwinner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is the special thing about black women. Oh, I can't speak for other races, but I mean I could just go off of just seeing what I see, which makes us a little special because like we support black men on a whole different type of level than any other race.
Thank you, by the way, because we don't say thank you enough.
Because that's crazy. Like,
thank you for that.
You look at the whole Kim K Kanye situation, and like that's just that. Like, I'm a Kanye fan, so I don't like that.
I'm definitely a Ye fan.
If he was with a black woman, it would have been a whole lot different. And you could just tell just by the relationship he had with his mother, though. Yeah. If he had because we're nurturers, black women are. I feel like women are nurturers. But black women have a special nurturing spirit.
Yeah, y'all can nurture a rock into a tree. Like you can nurture the hardest thing.
And I receive that.
I'm dead serious about that. Like I think, and I am biased. I'm so biased to my black skin because we've been through so much in just generations. So I think we so resilient as black people. So like,
I agree.
We literally what this bottle say, black girl magic. Yeah, magic.
And I think as a black man, like once because you always saying like that you don't really kind of like that, like the camaraderie that y'all are having opposed to like ours. Well, y'all wasn't saying that, but I think that that's like one of y'all's strongest highlights is that like through trauma you all bond and heal. And
we
like,
do.
Black men, we're on our way there and we're in healing ways. Yeah. But it seems like you all have now gotten into y'all bag of like we healing and we moving on. True. And like that's pretty universal with like if you got black women in your family, if you got black women as friends, like healing and moving on. Meanwhile, you know, some of my friends and some of my coworkers and things like that might be male, healing and moving on is 2 years away.
Yeah.
Some don't like to really necessarily take the steps to heal.
Thanks, sir.
No problem.
Because I believe that if they find themselves healing, then they I think most men like to operate in a, you know, bogus or shadiness because it makes them feel more of a man for some reason. Let them see a change, you know, version of themselves. I think the more vulnerable they become, the more weak or less they feel like as they are, you know, dominant or more alpha, like less alpha. And it's like, we're not taking it
I'm
from
gonna say,
you.
well, let's not associate being vulnerable as if you're being not masculine.
I've heard men say
let's take that. Let's take that away.
You ain't gonna never see me.
Let's unlearn that.
Why not?
Let's unlearn
as
that,
a
please.
Man, I was having a conversation on the podcast yesterday because, you know, somebody was saying like, yeah, I was on a date with a man and if he don't cry, and I'm gonna look at him as if he's not vulnerable, and I had to be like, hold on.
What?
Yo, he might not be crying, but he might be painting every day. He might be, you know, playing the game, writing raps,
doing
this, doing
ways,
that. Yeah, because I mean, think about a Chicago black man.
Facts.
You probably stopped crying around like latest 16. At that point, then you had to find some other ways to cry. Meanwhile, y'all might have cried like a week, 2 weeks ago.
I cried. I cried yesterday.
Yeah, that must be nice. So emotionally, y'all are able to kind of tap into things a lot different than like we are able to tap into things.
Which is sad to me sometimes.
Which is no fault of you all, though.
No, but I think that's sad though, because y'all should be able to release in the same.
Y'all have learned how to sustain and create those relationships, and now it's on us to learn how to create and sustain relationships.
That's
so
true.
where we get what we need.
And a lot of men,
Hennessy and
a lot of men rely on women to be their peace, and it's like. Outside of that, what happens? Because it's like, all right, if you don't have that girlfriend or wife or partner, then what? Yeah. So you do have to kind of, you know, sustain those ways outside of a woman. Because we was just saying that, like, I want to be able to be a man's piece when I'm in that relationship. Yep. But I don't want to be relied on to the point, like, 'cause I don't want to be put on that pedestal.
That's unfair too. Like, I mean, peace is such a big thing to where like. Nobody should have to be that if they're entering in or leaving your life or staying for a season or a long reason. Right. Like, nobody should have to bear the weight of being your individual piece.
Absolutely.
Like, that's something that you got to handle on your own.
That's true. It should already be.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you've noticed that men say that a lot, though, right? Like, a lot of men be like...
I be hearing something, man, my girl told me to do this. Like, bro, you're not doing that for yourself. What do you want for yourself? How are you happy with yourself? What are you chasing for yourself? Man, you know, I only chase this because my girl told me. Okay, so when she leave, then you really gonna hate it.
Oh man!
And then now you're gonna be mad at her because it didn't work out.
It never worked.
Because you never found peace in yourself. So as brothers, that's kind of what we need to do.
Yeah, I want to get into like the dating aspect of gender roles. You know how we seen the whole social media post stuff. Man,
stop reposting that,
please. Like, and then,
y'all liking and sharing the wrong thing.
Not for real though, especially if you don't have like the full context of what's going. Like, you can't put a general post out and apply it to your specific situation.
Yeah, stop doing it on Facebook to where you, well, women are this and this and this, and I feel this way. And
because they lack they actually lack emotional, you know, security. They don't have that within a partner, so they can't say it to them, but they know their partner gonna be watching, so they gotta say it on Facebook, and it's like, true. That's why y'all be getting into it a lot, because they seen what you said. Now they finna really act like an asshole because what you said.
Yeah.
So do y'all believe in gender roles?
I believe it should stop.
I don't. I was very blessed. Like, my dissertation I'm dedicating to my sisters. Because my sister taught me how to read. If my sister never taught me how to read, I would never be at my dissertation. So with that being said, like, there's so much like references and like kind of respect that we can give that like we only focus on the negative. We never focus on really giving that respect or the positive.
Yeah. I believe in gender roles.
Okay.
To a certain extent though.
Like what? I gotta take out your trash and I gotta change up. No, I'm just joking.
Joking. I mean,
don't be that person online.
No, it's not like you got to. It's very.
Should he be able to? Should he be able to change the tire?
Absolutely.
What if he don't know how to change the tire?
Then
he's not for you, huh?
Yeah, probably. But that don't mean that you can't learn. You know what I mean? Like that mean you can't learn, and that don't mean like that's a journey that I may not want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with that. But I do believe in gender roles when it comes to, I guess, in the dating sector of things. But I think that should be a conversation to be had between the two individuals.
And that's such a different conversation, like even like locally. Like if you like believe in gender roles in like Chicago, that is nothing compared to if you believe in gender roles in Alabama. Like
no, for real? Is it is it a geographical thing?
You respect so many different things. I mean, it's just a difference of like how people are very different. To where
True. Because it is different down south.
For me, I don't need a woman that is going to be the best cook in the world. Now, if I grew up in the South and that's all I saw every time, and I saw the women of my family cooking every event,
and I think that's why I believe in certain gender roles. Because, again, how I was raised. Like, my dad paid the bills, did this, did that, or whatever the case may be. However, being a modern-day woman, I like to work. Like, my mom didn't have to work until she stopped working at a certain point in her life. Yeah. And so she doesn't work now. My dad still kind of works and, has his own business and things of that nature, entrepreneurship, all of that. And she don't have to want for anything. And so, of course, I aspire to have that. Yeah. But I also am a woman that likes to work. Yeah. And likes to have her own. And I actually got that instilled in me from my dad. Yeah. And from my mom.
I'm in a relationship right now with somebody who makes 3 times more than what I did.
How do you feel about that?
I'm super smooth with it. Some dudes are real insecure.
They really, and that's what I want to talk about because
money, so I don't have worth, and it's like, bro, relax.
Because men attach their worth and their, I guess, their who they are to money and to success.
That's American. That's an American view in general, to where like we all like fancy things, money. You know what I mean? Cars,
this is why the this or that thing, right? Like the passion over stability, kind of. It's like find a passion, because I mean, if you are always doing things driven by just money,
and I have a certain piece of myself when it comes to like dating her, to where like, just because you make more than me don't mean that like you got different organs than me. Just because you make more than me don't mean that you bigger than me or better than me, anything like that.
But I want to also talk about too the fact that like, just because for instance, I make, and this is bad, I said this on the other podcast that I'm on, I make more than a lot of the men that I date.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, do y'all know how many men make over 100,000? Like percentage of black men?
Not
6%.
Yeah,
6% of black men.
I want to
meet
those 6%.
Man, but me too. Me too, bro. Give me a loan or something now.
Something. But I don't surround my criteria on dating a man around his money.
How much he make?
Yeah,
that's why I date people that because I find out that you don't make enough. Yeah, or don't make more than me. But it doesn't change.
In like your gender role, like I don't know, ingredient list
at all, and that don't make you less of a man to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like because this is a me thing, y'all, and I equate a man's worth or how he is as a person, emotionally, mentally. Don't get me wrong. Of course, the finances is there, like, but more so how you handle money than how much you make it. You know what I mean? Like, it's how you manage it. Yeah. Because you could make less than me, but you could probably manage it better than me. That I'm making all this money, but I don't know how to save. And you probably know, right? Like you probably low key network more than me. Yeah. As like my gross is more than you, but what you netting is more than me. So. Yeah. But it's more, for me, I attach like that. So it's more like, okay, how are you, can you talk to me? Can we, you know what I'm saying? So I don't attach like your finances as like, oh, you're masculine or this or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we as women need to stop attaching that to that. Because again, that's just not who a man is. Man,
that's why
I've been seeing so much. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just been seeing so much. Like, if you want to talk to me, here's my cash app. Like, here's this, here's that. And it's just like, you might not want to have that conversation, bro.
The world we live in.
They be on my timeline for real.
The world we live in. They said this too, though. Like if you post your cash app on your birthday, that's the most beggingest ass stuff. I'm like, yeah, you are. Because I could never do that. Like
you telling
to each. No, fuck that. Fuck that, y'all. Stop acting like that.
Some people go to social media and really make real friendships and really feel a community.
True.
Like you outside of like social media, like you still have real friendships and real community.
Absolutely.
But some people, that's the only real, like, in quotations, but virtual community that they have.
Especially now in this time.
Yeah.
Everything is virtual now.
Yeah.
Like with the whole COVID and everything is now virtual.
So you got friends that's on your birthday, they're gonna take you to go eat, y'all gonna kick it, y'all gonna, that's an expectation. Some people, they might be in a new city where they don't know nobody.
Right.
And they only know these, 100,000 followers online, to where it's just like, okay, well, I'm unhappy, send me money. or it's my birthday. Celebrate me. And
that's a whole different. That just
then
made
we talked about rich and unhappy and like poor and like
that goes to poor, other topic.
Rich and miserable or poor and happy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, like that. Just that talks about. That's another topic I want to add to maybe another season, like being the whole influencer thing.
Yeah,
it's like you're influencing. I hope you have like real friends to influence though too, not just this virtual world.
Yeah.
Because they really do affect everybody mentally. It's like you think you're supposed to be somewhere else because of what you see somebody else is doing. So now you kind of attacking the roles. Well, if there was any roles, but you putting unnecessary roles into your relationship to what your guy's supposed to be doing. Or now he looking at you like, well, why you ain't had this clean and cook? We both can clean and cook.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't think we were meant to see everything in the world and just kind of judge ourselves by everything in the world. Like, I don't think I was meant to see niggas in LA working out and me being like, man, I ain't working out enough.
I ain't working out enough. Right. That's what I'm...
That's not
exactly.
there for that.
Exactly.
But oftentimes, that's kind of what happens. It's like we watching these things over and over and over, and we start looking at ourselves and being like, man, well, my partner's not doing that. Yeah. This person's not doing that. I don't have that.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, maybe something wrong with me when there was nothing ever wrong with
so
you.
why it's I blame social media. I blame society. I blame media.
Yeah, because it's really blowing. Like, this is like the number one time to where like black men and black women should like be together and like really growing. Like, we don't have like slavery. We don't have like all those like other things that was like stopping other generations. We literally have social media.
Yeah, that's all we have.
That's it. Anything else you can do.
Yeah,
but we literally have social media just screaming at us like,
telling us what
terrible.
telling us what we should think and believe.
Yeah,
as if you wasn't raised like we wasn't raised on social media.
Yeah. But I mean,
whoa, I miss the days where we didn't have it.
Can you imagine the kids now that are raised on social media, like
I can't actually.
The little boys now that are learning like, oh well, no, women don't do this and women don't do that, and you might see that every day in your family and believe that just because it got 100,000 views. Crazy.
I miss the days where I was outside.
Stop resharing it, y'all.
I miss the days where I was outside drinking from the water hose and playing double dutch.
Stubbing your knee, getting back up.
Come on.
Man, gotta be in the house, but I was being rebellious because I wasn't home by the street lights.
And that was those were the times when it really took a village. Like, my mama knew if I did anything bad before she came home.
Okay, the neighbor down the street, dragged me by the, Miss Brown. Yeah.
So, times have changed.
Times have changed, and I think a lot of things, a lot of the topics that we talk about on this podcast is based around social media. Actually, social media is the reason why we're talking about a lot of what we're talking about. Yeah. Because social media has, put the spotlight on everything, and now the things that we didn't really care for, now we care for. Like, we talking about gender roles, like as if we.
That's another one too.
I think it's so crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I seen something that relates to our topic. They said who eat first.
Yeah. This is where the gender roles for me come into play.
They say who eat first, and everybody don't want to say the right thing so they can get the kudos and the hearts and the likes and stuff. Like,
that's a segue to our next episode.
You a good mom and da. So a lot of girls talking about, my kids eat first, fuck these da, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool, but the bigger piece of the chicken do go to the husband. A lot of y'all wait.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that's where gender roles should be inserted in certain things. Because yes, the man should eat first.
Yes,
especially if he providing. Yes, he provided that food.
Yeah, I think in a relationship you should make it like your own gender roles. Like, so the relationship I'm in right now, like,
good segue.
I cook more than she does.
Oh, good segue. But that's probably because you want to, right? Is that
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer.
But also, when you're thinking about like a relationship, you're thinking about like two people kind of coming together, and if you could feel a certain void in that thing, and not have to look for nobody else, then you should do that. So it don't matter what gender you are. If you know, okay, I'm in a blessed position to be able to actually cook for you because I'm around my family all the time. I got a chef. I can do this.
And it also takes loads off. If you, it depends on your relationship. You know that your woman is working all day or whatever. Like, let me take this load off for her today.
Yeah, especially if she love to eat. Like, you feel me? You love to eat. Perfect. I can go ahead and cook for you, walk the bam, and it's cool. But meanwhile, that takes a certain amount of like lowering like your pride, because like as a man, I might have been taught completely different. I might have been taught, man, you meant to sit there and wait till your plate comes. I'm like, hell no. When I get to her crib, I'm cooking, so I can eat, so she can eat, so we're good.
So that's a good segue because I wanted to say, should gender roles be implemented while in the dating phase? Like, when I say dating phase, I'm not saying exclusive relationship.
I get to know the person. Like, we trying to get to know a version of them that is acceptable for us, so we can take them home, so we can do this, so we can do that, right, so we can just show them off.
Take homeable.
Yeah.
Not take homeable.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed.
But for real, that's why somebody getting up. That's why some people.
Y'all know they need to make up her own word. Yeah.
Not because a lot of people be like, for instance, what you just said. You need to know my Cash App before for me to even date you. Like, so I need to pretty much saying I need to know that you got money. For me to date you, and it's like, whoa, or you got mold of right, or you have to make a certain amount of money. Yeah. If you're not able to Cash App me this amount of money, then you broke automatically, and that means you don't fit the criteria of a financial stable man in my eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why a lot of girls is getting these dudes that's breaking their hearts and moving on to the next, and they see them doing them right because they see what you was only worried about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or let's flip it on the guy's side. Oh, you need to cook me a lot of meals, as if like, wait, if I'm gonna cook for you, it's because I want to cook for you in the dating phase. I want to like that could be a date idea,
right?
And who do you want that person to be? Do you want that person to be like your mama or your father?
Right,
like a lot of people, I think, especially if like you're missing something or lacking something, then you look for that in different relationships. So like. Even then, like, you dating somebody, you might look for them to be more like your dad than more like the person that you actually want.
Yeah.
Like, you might actually want a person that is freaky, you don't really care about food, but at the same time, they'll cook you some from time to time, whatever, but you're looking for somebody who is going to be like your father. So, even that can battle with, like, a person on both ends, because, like, men do that all the time. Man, I need a woman that can cook like my mama, but she go to brunch every Saturday and Sunday, bro. Like, let her go to brunch. Like, don't be mad that she's not cooking on those days, because you expecting her to be like your mother.
Right.
This is
read the room.
That's real good.
Yeah, this is not
that's
that.
Real
read
good.
the room. That, like you said, when I asked the question, you need to be getting to know a person in the dating phase. So I don't think gender roles should be implemented in the dating phases. Like when you're getting to know someone and you're just, all right, I'm. Like we like to say, auditioning people or just whatever. That's what the kids say nowadays. You know what I mean? That's what the kids say. Like, this is an audition. Like, you got to make the cut type. Like, if you're dating, especially if you're dating multiple people, though.
Yeah.
Why am I expecting you to be my boyfriend and I'm just getting to know, and I got other people that's auditioning for the same role.
Yeah, and then especially if it's judged off like if a person meet like the gender roles, like you don't really care. You care about them as like a woman or a man, but you don't really care about them as like a human being. Like,
true.
It's not gonna be every day you can cook. You're gonna be tired as hell coming home.
Right, especially
Either I'm frustrate myself with my own thoughts, or I'm gonna do something about it.
Yep.
And it's not a lot of people that's willing to do something about it.
I like how you think like that. I gotta get to that. I ain't there yet. I gotta get to that point.
We on our way. We all on our way.
I'm trying.
Yeah, we all.
Because I'll definitely frustrate myself with that. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I gotta work on it.
Well, it's a lot of unlearning that. Like, we the first generation that believe that we know every fucking thing and that we write about every fucking thing, and it's a lot of things that we gotta unlearn too.
True.
To where like as many things as you learning every day is at least half of those things you should be unlearning. So you can make room for more stuff that you're learning. So if
I always talk about unlearning old habits because it don't get you nowhere. That person especially with the new person that you with, they done nothing or seen nothing that you went through in the past. So why is you still holding on?
Yeah.
And I have to realize that you gotta unlearn them things.
Message to our black brothers: unlearn the black man that taught you wrong, dog. Unlearn.
Oh, give me an example.
Oh, I like that.
So, like from the age of 2, a black man is told, man, you're gonna be a player. You're gonna be a player. You're gonna get all of it. You're gonna get. So by the time you 23, you already been told for the last 21 years that you was gonna be a player. That's something that you can unlearn because you don't have to be that just because somebody who you respect as the same gender as an authoritative figure is telling you, man, you could be this, you could be that, you gonna be this, you gonna be that. some of that stuff we need to unlearn, especially when it comes to our women, because most guys don't even believe in what they kind of like on Facebook, like, man, women should do this, women should do that. Why do you think that? Man, because that's the way I was taught. Could it be possible that you was taught wrong?
True.
And would you admit that?
Some people don't want to admit that though. They don't want to admit that because I don't know. That's the work we have to do. Because like, why are we so afraid to say that we're wrong or what we were taught was wrong? Yeah. Or what we learned is wrong. Yeah. Why are we so afraid of being wrong? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We gotta. Yeah. I'm gonna pray for y'all. I'm gonna pray for. I do pray for everybody. Actually, I do pray for the world. Like we need to get it together because it's like. And our own thinking need to we need to change that. We'll have better fulfilled lives if we change the way we think and how we think certain things. And ain't nothing wrong with adopting another way of thinking.
Yeah, two things can be right. So, if you kind of walk with that, then you will learn that, like, your own opinion can be right, but also something else can be right, too. Right. And that can really judge and create, like, okay, what's the most right thing that I know about this?
And then also, too, like, what got you this far may not be working anymore, so maybe it's time for you to adopt something else. Yeah. Yeah. To get you to the next level.
Instead, they try to change the person that they with, so they can't justify and fit into their own little world.
I had to unlearn a lot of things that I learned on the west side of Chicago, just in terms of dealing with women and black women. To where, like, now, like, 20 years later in the PhD program with, conversations with principals who are women, with, all these different, like, avenues of just interacting with what I was kind of told about. I'm like, damn, a lot of the shit I learned was wrong. Like, it ain't like, they gonna be real emotional. They just gonna be acting out all the time. They gonna be doing this.
You like, it's nothing like what they said.
They cool as hell. Like, they cool, right? And they really supportive. And if I need something, I know who to go to. I know for sure that somebody gonna have my back. You feel me? Yeah. But some people only choose to focus on those negative things they was taught and use that to make an identity of somebody in the future. And that don't make no sense. Like, if you went through something in the past, that do not.
You looking for something wrong. You dating and look for something wrong. So you can stay right in your negative
so you can just
thoughts.
Stay prideful.
That's deep.
Yeah. And it's a lot.
Super deep. That's a lot.
But I'm giving y'all the real. I'm giving y'all the real that men don't oftentimes talk about, which is like, man, we gotta unlearn some of the stuff that we doing, and it don't make sense. And when you think about it, you're just like, oh, that don't make sense.
That don't make sense.
A lot of stuff don't make sense, and it's like mind blowing me. That's another reason why I'm so glad I have this platform to talk about half the stuff that I'm thinking. Like, it can't just be me thinking like this. It just can't be me. Like, wait, y'all, and if it is just me, y'all need to hear what the hell I learned. Yeah. Okay, because what? Like, this is just ridiculous to me, and we wonder why.
Everybody else get to say their opinions. So
right, absolutely. They stay firm on what they talking about,
and that's fine. Like, I love that. I do. I'm very much so an unbiased person when it comes to just like hearing people out.
Now, when it comes to dating, I think that, prior to, so I've been married and divorced and then like in a relationship now again. And like prior to like my divorce, I was really locked in on like, man, gender roles, because, my mama did this and she supported her family like this. And for a family to be supported in a successful way, I need to see these things out of a partner. But that's not necessarily true.
And you know what's crazy? I'm sorry to cut you off. You know what's crazy? I have to think about
owning my own stuff too. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, my bad. But like, you know what's crazy? How we reference how we're not our
parents.
We're not our parents. Yeah. We're not the generations before us. But then we kind of are when we implement gender roles. Yeah. And it's like goes to traditional and unconventional dating. What's the difference? We talk about being traditional. If you're going to be traditional, stay traditional. If you're going to be... It's like... I get it. Like, you want to have...
I see what you're saying. That's
right. It's like, okay. It's like, all right, you're unconventional until you want somebody to pay your bills.
Yeah.
You unconventional and you free-spirited until you want her to cook you meals every night. And it's like, all right.
Pick a side.
Pick a side. Yeah. Or be liberated. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's like we got the Democrats and we got the Republicans and you got the liberals and the conservatives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stop placing.
Be liberal.
Titles on people.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna adopt the perception that we are talking, or the perspective that we're talking about right now, it's like, be open to what, and it depends on the person that you are dating or you're around. I'll have that conversation, like, and be open to, okay, I could cook more if she works more than me, or if she's the breadwinner. If that's the season we're in.
If that's what we need, it's all about being able to bring to a relationship what you all are lacking and what you all need.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if we're in that season where she's the breadwinner right now, and then it switches, like, we have to be able to adjust when necessary.
Yeah.
As opposed to having a set gender thing, like, oh, you gotta cook for me and you work 12 hours and you still gotta cook for me when you come home. And
we gotta learn how to, like, appreciate that too, because the world is not like it was in 1950 to where, like, as a man you have to do this, as a woman you have to do this. Like, I was talking to one of my boys, and he was saying, like, man, I was getting the woman that I'm dating, I was getting some flowers. He was like, man, wrap the flowers. He was like, that's how I like my flowers. I'm like, that's how you like your flowers. He like, yeah. I'm like,
but I ain't dating you.
No, I was just thinking, like, wait, you received flowers before?
That's what I was.
And he was just like,
nigga, you want flowers?
I'm sorry, I do get gas. That's probably why I'm in it, because I get gas.
But then think about the 9,000 different things that we thought about before we actually took that as like, oh, okay, man, you just like getting, you know what I mean? You like stuff that smell good in your house too. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I know a lot of men like that.
Wow, he received flowers.
Yeah, a lot of men like what we women like too.
Yeah,
they like, especially if you are a man that have a home and take pride in your home. Man. They like candles. They like pillows. They like sheets and towels.
And a towel.
You know, they like that stuff. So they like stop sleeping on these men as if they don't take care of they living space. They want to be women.
They want to be catered.
Yeah.
But
it takes a strong man to actually, like, say, like, man, I like that. Opposed to, like, no, gee, I'm.
But that's why.
You know what I mean?
But that's why it's a shocking when it happens, and you be like, oh. Yeah, like, how you know I love that?
It's something that grows
I think at some point
you put so much weight and pressure on certain things to where it's like,
being feminine and being masculine.
So it's like, bro, get your flowers and move on with your day.
That goes to the gender roles as well. Like, what's feminine, what's masculine? We all have a piece of masculinity as women, and you have some feminine traits as well. But that's, everybody associate being feminine as being gay. And I don't like that. Or being masculine as being like over, like being more of a man.
Like,
it's
if
like,
I go to a Jasmine Sullivan concert, I'm probably going to be singing louder than like
you should.
Most people there.
Because she dope.
I love music. Like, it's not about gender.
Right.
Like,
and she dope.
Yeah. Right. I remember being in like 4th grade, and I had 2 older sisters, so I didn't have any brothers. And my sisters used to always read like the Babysitter Club's books.
Yeah, I love those books.
That was my first series that I ever started. It was pretty good too. But I remember a friend asking, like, man, why you reading them girl books? And I'm like, books don't have gender? Like, there isn't a thing. I can't go to the library and be like, man, what a girl book say? Okay, cool. Let me go ahead. Now you can ask for like women's studies books and all type of topical things. But when it comes to like some of the stuff that we place these labels on ourselves, like if we took a step back outside of that, we could actually really enjoy some things. But because we're so locked into a persona that, you know, we tell ourselves that the world tells us, and I'm speaking specifically as black men, then that's how we kind of we miss out on things. So we don't have to miss out on that. Like, you can enjoy what your girl enjoy too. And it don't make you nothing else but yourself. Like, if you choose to operate as a person who is gay or whatever, be you. But at the same time, like,
as if being gay is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, if
and you just don't have to place
a choice.
Unnecessary weights that's in your head on somebody else.
Right.
For them to carry around. That's not fair.
Yeah. So. I don't like that. I don't like that because I love, like, you missing out. You missing out on a lot of stuff just because you placing labels on things, or you just feel uncomfortable. It's like, bro, be yourself.
Man, you missing out on yoga, stretching. You missing out on flowers. You missing out on happiness. You missing out on brunch. You missing out on so many things because we so used to doing it our way. It's not that way no more. So either you adapt with the times, as Blockbuster would say, or as Netflix would say, or you become Blockbuster and just get left behind. So,
true.
Yeah.
My last question: why are? Yeah, because we got to do a live segment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how that go.
Damn.
Yeah. This was a short episode though, as you can see.
I see that.
But we had to kind of talk about something else. But Why are there so many standards to uphold in dating?
People want you to be a person that they're not willing to be. And I know that's like but it's real. Like, people want you to do the things that they not either willing to do or want to do.
So they can say they got this, they got that.
How can you expect somebody to be something that you're not even willing to come up to?
Yeah, or even willing to learn the perspective of. Like, I hate when guys are trying to tell a woman how to be a woman, and I hate, when women try for the inverse, because it's like you don't know what that role kind of entails. True. So don't tell nobody how to walk down it. But most times people are willing to, just tell people or kind of interact in a relationship or however they're going to interact without actually thinking about if they willing to take the same walk themselves. If I'm willing to put myself in your shoes, then that's going to change my perspective about a lot. If I'm willing to be like, man, you working a lot, I should cook, then that's going to change my perspective opposed to, man, you supposed to cook because you're a woman. Like, nah, bro, look at the situation. Like, look at what you got.
Yeah. Look at what you exactly.
But
stop trying to adopt something that, society is telling you or social media is telling you and actually pay attention to your relationship or your life. Yeah. Pay attention to your life.
To the person that you with.
Right. Like, pay attention to your actual reality.
Yeah. You might want a man that's why I asked you that earlier. You might want a man that's going to change your tire. You have a flat. They come fix your tires, but what happens if you never have a flat? Right. You never have to worry about that. But we're so used to placing the things on people to where sometimes we ain't even got to worry about it to where, that could drown out a relationship.
Facts. Yeah. I agree. What you think, best friend? Why there's so many standards to uphold in a date in dating?
13.5.
Yeah. My ass is getting low.
No, that's a great question. Because a lot of us do that in marriages or relationships. Like, I've seen it. My parents were married, they not divorced. But I think if certain things wasn't, implemented into them, then they wouldn't have brought it in their marriage. It would have had a really great marriage, honestly. If he didn't expect her to do so many things, or she didn't expect him to help out when she felt like she needed to. I just think that if we just really know each other enough, to where it's like, okay, I know he worked this long shift. Eventually, I know you'll get to it. Just know that I need this done. Talking to one another wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
But when you get to a point where you can't even talk to that person and discuss a certain thing, then it becomes to like, well, I expected you to clean this and you didn't.
Yeah.
You made the mess. I expected you to cook this and you didn't, and then you made this, and it's like, I don't eat that. So it's like, now we're just fighting over dumb stuff when really dinner was made regardless. You don't look at the little things. You start talking about how the thing that they did, now you don't like the little bit. So we start nitpicking. So now we got to try to figure out a person while dating. Like, all right, let me just see if she know how to do this. So you cook and stuff? Yeah. Now you be wondering, like, why you asking me this?
That's crazy.
Like, okay, so where you work at? And then let him say something that you don't like. Oh.
Now, I think that you can still have a level of expectation, but be patient enough to build on that level that you have. So if your level all the way up here and your patience is real short, then that's that's pretty hard for people.
It's kind of unrealistic.
Yeah.
Or should we just here, really?
But I can build to here.
Yeah, if you can build it. Yeah, but where are we at as a person? So we wanted somebody to be
and that's
way
what
up
I was
there.
gonna say. I was
a lot
gonna
of
say.
times we want somebody that we're not willing to be. We want somebody to accept us. Like, man, accept my wrongs and my flaws.
I want you to be at 300K and I just made 50. Like, what? That we go with our mindsets and we putting extra things onto a person and we draining them before we can even get to know them. So it's like, dang, I gotta live up to that. I really like this person, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, the reasons why my interpretation of why is so many standards to uphold in dating is because it's like we don't know ourselves enough.
Yeah.
And so now we have to go off of what other people's standards are. And it's like, that may not even be your standard if you actually know who you are.
Yeah.
You might not even want that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I may not even require a man to take out the trash because maybe I like doing it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just be for me. It's just like we don't know ourselves.
Me, I love cleaning my house.
Me too. So I'm gonna always clean. Yeah. Cause I love a clean house. Yeah. And I just love it. Just does something for me. But it's a therapeutic thing for me.
But you willing to do that? So you willing to do that in your relationship?
Absolutely.
Right. The role that it says.
Exactly. But some men would be like, yeah, because that's a woman thing to do. It's like, exactly. Who raised you?
Yeah. To think like that.
Like,
not like
you want to be clean. Right, you would.
Yeah, it's just like,
it's in a lot of balance too, right? So as we having this conversation, like some men feel that way because it's just like, well, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that, and she don't do nothing but this or that. So where like if people feel like they're not balanced, then that's where like those gender roles kind of come in. If you feel like you balanced with a person, you don't care who cook, you ain't care who cleaning, you
absolutely.
Don't care who making the bed last.
Sad bar, like the guys that think like, yeah, you know, I do this and I do that, so I don't clean. It's like y'all houses are dirty, ain't it? They are. Yeah. They dirty, ain't they?
Yeah. Oh,
especially if you're single. If you single and you over here expecting just a woman, you think like that, and you want a woman to, you're dirty.
This goes,
and I'm judging you.
This goes to the dating.
Like I'm judging you wholeheartedly.
But also teach your sons how to clean. One thing my mama always did.
Yeah.
She said, you might end up alone because of your personality. So I'm gonna teach you how to cook.
But
and
that's
clean.
the conversation that also took over social media. The boy with the kitchen set.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody,
I was waiting for somebody to bring it up.
I was so shocked that the men, the things that some of the guys that we
it's gay because they got a kitchen set. So now you robbing a kid of his childhood and fun,
and boy,
innocence.
That
boy could be a chef when he get older.
Let that boy cook.
Make it way more than you could ever. Bet you just started making at 30. That boy could be making that.
Bro, your ass is making a hamburger helper, and he what?
But then I think we see so many insecurities that it's like high school. Like in high school you see a lot of people just interacting throughout their insecurities, whether they succumb to peer pressure, whether they become this, whether they distance themselves away, get more friends, whatever. It's all about like how you kind of do with that, and like with the real world now, and so many people comparing themselves to other people instead of comparing themselves to the best version of them.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
It really is.
Then, like,
you're missing out. Like you said, you're missing out on joy.
At a certain point, if I had a son and he was cooking with his little set, bro, pour me up.
I'm joining
me up.
Hey.
Come on now.
Can I get extras?
Yeah. And I'm glad they got more stuff like that for kids to where even if a boy did get a kitchen set, I had an easy bake oven. I wasn't the only one that had an easy bake oven.
My sister had an easy bake oven. I probably used it more than her.
That's what I'm saying.
I probably did because I was thirsty for that. Like, I can make sweets.
I can make sweets. I make cupcakes. My cousin made me a cupcake. Like,
I can make my own snacks. What are we talking about? I can sell it at
the age of 3.
Come on, I'm an entrepreneur out this bitch. What are we talking about? Like, what? Y'all killing imagination though too. Y'all killing that at a young age by putting a gender role on kids' toys, or like you're killing their developmental how they're thinking to get older.
No,
like
seriously,
you really are,
because
you really are, and I don't like that.
Whether a parent's know it or not,
I work for these CFS, and I see kids, and it's like y'all put like. Man, let kids be kids. If they feel like they want to gravitate towards a kitchen set, let them do that. Let him figure himself out. If she want to have a toolbox, let her do what she do.
Yeah, right. Put it together. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say because my niece,
I'm sorry, because my niece was she loved Legos, and Legos is more manly. It was more manly back in the day because you're building. But she could be an engineer.
Yeah.
You know, like what? She loved Legos. Like still to this day, she 11 years old, love them.
Yeah.
That girl and she could probably be the next biggest engineer of whatever we took the next world that we going from.
And who knows the peace that provides her with that we kind of rob from.
Exactly.
You're not like this person or you're not like that person. Just be like yourself. And if people don't accept you.
Well, think about all the
that's why I said it's a
fashion designer too.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
It's a guy that was in jail that made Michael Kors because he was making clothes and stuff in jail, and his stuff looked really nice. Yeah. And he was a male. He wasn't gay. He was just a dude that was locked up, but he knew how to make clothes. So whether parents know or not, I used to work at a daycare. It was a lot of boys that like to play with the dolls more than the girls.
Yeah.
That don't make them gay. They just make them aware of what's a guy, and make them wear their bodies. So you can use the dolls to help teach kids what's what.
And developmentally, they not adults, right? So when we look at the dolls, we like, okay, well, this look like that person, or this, or that, or this, or that. kids, they just seeing a tool for their imagination to kind of come alive with.
And we over-sexualize everything sometimes.
Boy, you better not play with that.
Right.
It's just
like, bro,
that's for girls. Why does it have to be for girls?
Fam, you don't buy me a lot of toys. I like this toy. It's my sister's favorite toy. It's so many
right. Oh, it's interesting because like this kid like it. I want to see what's fun to it. Yeah. I want to see what's to it. Like that's all they trying to look at it. Like I want to see what's to it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the gender today. Now that's maybe that's why everybody today want to be everything.
This is why I stay to myself because
I think that's the people. Like with the
because
LGBT
we see everything.
Community.
You kind of be what you want to see.
Yeah,
so,
like, everybody be everything.
Facts.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Yeah.
I'm annoyed. I'm gonna stop there.
There's a lot going on.
Can we get 5 minutes? Can we get 5 more minutes?
Yeah, I gotta stop whining about it.
There's a lot going
on.
We're
gonna talk about the stop whining about.
Y'all see, I'm asking for more time. Subscribe.
He love it here as you should as well. But I have a stop whining about it segment. We have to go back to the stop whining about. We need to stop whining about the specific person taking charge in your gender role. So like if y'all have had a conversation, and we're basing this just based on like dating. Let's say that we're gonna use that. If y'all talked about the gender role of a man being a man, like if he's gonna be masculine, let him be masculine. Which whatever that means for you in that relationship, let him be that. Mm-hmm. So you can't take away from a man being a protector. You can't. I'm not saying you can't protect your man. You can in certain arenas, but a man know how to be a man. Especially when it comes to like physically protecting you.
That's true.
So allow that man to do that.
Yes.
Vice versa. Allow that woman to protect you in the female arena. Wisdom wise. Some things we know intuition wise that most men don't. Mm-hmm. That's where we come in, where the helpmate is. We're going to go biblically. We're helpmates to men. And the things that men don't see, that's why you have a helpmate. That's why the woman is there.
That's how we were created.
Yeah, we came from you all's rib for a reason.
Yeah.
So
and be patient enough to let people kind of grow.
Yeah.
To that too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because of course that takes time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, everything is situational. You got to gauge that because you got to know your person. Mm-hmm. If you don't know your person, then why are you with that person? All right, bet. But yeah, stop. Let's stop whining about like not taking charge in our specific gender roles. So if you're gonna be feminine, be feminine. Don't sit here and say you're gonna, I'm gonna be submissive, and then you're not practicing submission. Mm-hmm.
That is a whole nother hour.
I know
this conversation. We should talk like what does submission mean, and like because on our end it means something completely different than what it means on y'all.
We can tap it in. Like what we talking about? You want 5 more minutes? Here we go. You might get.
I want to.
You might get to it. We actually can talk about that on live.
Yeah, let's do that. But
okay,
I think we should stop. As men, I think we should stop whining. I love the premise, so I just want to add on. Mm-hmm. As men, we should stop whining about women not being the version of the woman that, or a version of a woman that we see as acceptable. Like all women are acceptable.
I love that.
Yeah,
I really do love that.
And not just the ones that you see acceptable or know, or that's in your family, or you know what I mean. That's friends. That's awesome. All women are acceptable.
I love that too.
And if you choose to love some a little bit more, that's on you. But the base level is acceptance. Yeah. So and it's respect and rapport.
Especially Black women. Accept us. Especially because we love y'all.
Especially
whether we say it enough or show it enough. And Black women love Black men.
Yeah.
We really do.
Do y'all feel like Black men love Black women?
Sometimes. And that could just be personal.
But can you see the difference?
Yeah.
You see how you immediately was like, we love y'all, like no matter what. It's like sometimes.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah, but that's personal. So. That could be personal.
But if you ask a Black man, like, man, do you love Black women? Yeah, all the time. Do you think Black women love you? Sometimes. That's like a problem that we need to like as a community.
Yeah, we need to talk about. Yeah.
Man, why don't we feel like the other gender loves us? Well. And when you think about the men in your life and in your family and everything like that, you probably feel love more from those people than from a lot of people you meet every day. Yep. But it's just our perception of like when you talk about like Black men and Black women, some people are like, no, I don't think that, because like 1, 2, 3 experiences. Meanwhile, the rest of the experiences been from Black women been awesome. Yeah. But 1, 2, or 3, I don't know if they love me like that. Bro, they do love you. You just don't win every time.
Facts.
So
I like that. So we're gonna end that there. If you haven't already, follow us on all digital platforms. Man, this conversation he wants to keep going. So we're gonna go on live. But yeah, y'all could go follow my personal page on Facebook to see that conversation. But if you haven't already, follow us on all digital platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, all of where you get your audio podcast. Let's whine about it with the wine glass emoji. Stop. I'm so modest. Don't do this. Stop.
Don't they deserve it?
You know what? Yeah, you're right. I do. We do.
Thank you.
We definitely do. Follow us on all of those digital platforms for the audio version. Let's whine about it with the wine glass emoji. It's a lot of wine about it podcasts, but with the wine glass emoji, that's our lovely faces.
And it's season 4.
It definitely is season 4.
We ain't gonna shade no wine glass. For
them things.
You know what I mean?
And just an extra season. We black women on that thing too.
Yeah.
Black girl magic. So follow us on if you want to see us, our beautiful faces. The podcast is on YouTube. We're wine tubers.
Yes.
Let's whine about it. Subscribe.
Tag a friend.
Please.
Let them know. Show them.
Everything. Let's whine about it.
Y'all watch it together.
Podcast. Let's whine about it. Podcast. Mm-hmm. And then Instagram and Facebook. Let's whine about it.
Pod.
POD. Until the next episode, we love, appreciate, and adore you as usual. Till next episode. Bye.